So this was filmed by like a Chinese tourist guy. He pretty much went to San Francisco to check out what's going on. And you may be wondering one thing. Okay, the streets are kind of clean because this obviously is a very high-end district. This is where the big skyscrapers are. This is where like the big tech firms are, the VC, the finance bros, the crypto bros. That's where they're all situated. But look at how empty these streets are, right? I mean, it is empty. Like, where do you see people? Not anywhere. And this is a working day. This is afternoon. You got some guys getting lunch. This is supposed to be a time when the outside is packed shoulder to shoulder with people, but it's completely empty, right? And if you walk a little bit further down to some areas, you're going to be seeing tents and homeless encampments. This is a crazy place to live. I mean, I can't imagine San Francisco really just deteriorate themselves into like this. I mean, look at it. This is like a big deal. This is a big part of downtown, and San Francisco is getting more and more empty. You probably have noticed, yeah, there seems to be a massive lack of office workers. There's no tourism, and like I said before, where are the tech guys? Okay, this guy is saying that why is the street so empty for a first-class tech city like San Francisco? And this is crazy because I went to the same exact places as this dude pre-pandemic, like back in 2019, and this was packed with tourism, people, all sorts of cool things. But now everyone's leaving. And another big thing is the biggest employer of San Francisco is gonna be Salesforce. Okay, if you go on Google Maps and you check out them, they have a lot of power and influence. You see this massive tall skyscraper, the tallest skyscraper in all of San Francisco. This is gonna be the Salesforce Tower. These guys are a $200, $300 billion company. You also have this company right here, which is Okta. Hopefully I said that company right. And you also have several big banks, big tech companies. They're all located in this area. And like I said before, this was filmed in January of 2023, the Google Maps. And look at how empty, even in the most prestigious downtown location. I mean, you barely see any workers. This really shows you how empty San Francisco is finally becoming. This is becoming a massive ghost town. And Salesforce is now leaving a San Francisco office tower that's bearing its name. Now, the Salesforce Tower isn't the only skyscraper with the name Salesforce. Salesforce, they pretty much headquartered themselves in San Francisco. They like the city, and this is another skyscraper that they have that they're leasing, and now they're completely done with the city. So Salesforce is ditching its last remaining office space at 350 Mission Street, listing over 100,000 square feet of space for sublease known as Salesforce East. Office is spread across 6 floors. And like I said before, this high-rise building, it was really famous because Salesforce occupied a good chunk of it, but they may have occupied 6 floors, but what about the floors above Salesforce? Yeah, they're completely empty too. So if you check this out, we have a lot of Salesforce subleases in San Francisco. Salesforce current subleases in San Francisco is absolutely crazy. You have 100,000 square feet right here. 415 Mission, they are subleasing 163,000 square feet. And even back in January 2022, they kind of saw the situation was really deteriorating for San Francisco. They made the right choice to really just stop leasing that office in 45 Fremont. Over 200,000 square feet of space. 500 Howard was back in March for almost 250,000 square feet. Adds up to a little over 700,000 square feet of space that they do not want. Oh, by the way, did I tell you about this skyscraper that they recently just built? Yeah, they really regret it. A lot of people in Salesforce actually said that the higher ups absolutely are despising the point that they just spent so much money on this tower and also on the Sky Park right here, because the city is so bad. I mean, there's tents everywhere, there's homeless people everywhere. I mean, look at this. Like, even in downtown, you even see like a little tent on Google Maps. Look at that. There's even a tent in the most prestigious area of San Francisco. I mean, it feels like these tents are just everywhere. Oh, you're in a place where Salesforce is located, where the best business district of San Francisco is located. You're gonna be seeing a few tents. It's almost a requirement at this point in San Francisco to at least have a few tents here and there, or else it won't be called San Francisco. It's a complete dump, guys. This place was pretty dope back in 2019, had its problems, but it was still pretty cool. Now it's not cool at all. Companies are leaving, Salesforce is leaving, and when Salesforce is trying to get rid of almost 1 million square feet of space, that's pretty bad. Okay, and it's not just Salesforce, guys. Salesforce Yeah, they're probably one of the biggest employers in San Francisco, but you also have the CEO. They don't like the city either. Salesforce's CEO is saying that the San Francisco downtown area will never go back to the way it was, and I fully agree. Too many companies run online, too many companies are leaving. Here's my take on this. I don't think San Francisco would have gotten as bad as this right now if they actually fixed things up. A lot of people after the pandemic, they came back to San Francisco. They were fully ready to work their butts off in the city because a lot of people just simply don't like remote. Remote's cool, but it's kind of nice to work at a nice big city with all your pals and then go party at night, right? And that's what people like. That's what young people like, especially in the tech scene. And when they went back, they see San Francisco, homelessness everywhere, crime skyrocketed in San Francisco and Oakland. And they're like, you know what? I don't really want to go back anymore. And then you have more and more people just not going back. And as less people go back, office buildings become foreclosed, the city loses money, and the homeless crisis gets even worse. Now, look at this. Here are some of the companies that have left the most amount of space. Okay. Now, Salesforce is way more than 412,000 square feet. This list hasn't been updated yet, but this list is pretty well updated for companies like Block and Meta, which combined together have almost 1 million square feet being vacant. Lyft and Uber are also leaving massive chunks of space, with Uber trying to sublease their 250,000 square feet of office just a few months ago. And Meta and Red Hat, which is under IBM, is canceling some of the biggest tech events in San Francisco because they pretty much said that it's very, very dangerous to walk around the streets of San Francisco. And guess where Red Hat is locating their next tech event? It's not in San Francisco, they're doing Denver. And Denver, at the very least, don't have crazy amount of tents everywhere, right? And the city is basically just running itself to the ground. You know, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, that's what they get for voting whatever person is in office. Well, you gotta know a lot of business owners, they don't like this either. And most of the business guys have already left. So I guess San Francisco really got what they got. You know, this is a great city, guys. You know, you guys clown me a little bit for saying it's a great city. It really is. The location is fantastic. The weather is fantastic. But the streets are just a third world type of deal, right? Has a first world tech scene, but a third world environment. And those two, they don't go well together in the soup. And San Francisco's retail hub is turning to a ghost town. The exodus isn't just about crime. Let me tell you guys, the exodus is about crime. Okay, companies don't want to go to the city where you could get robbed at any second and there's no repercussions. Okay, companies don't want to go to a place where they're just pooping urine on the floor. Like, companies and people are really simple creatures. They just want a place that's safe. And that's really about it. This is why downtown Miami has an incredible tech scene, despite Miami being known as a massive hospitality industry area. But no, downtown Miami is doing really, really well. And that's really because of low crime. And also, if you check out downtown Miami, it's pretty nice. It's pretty safe. Streets are clean. There's no tents. And that's the reason why it's doing so incredibly well. And if you look at San Francisco, there's all sorts of different things going on in the city. It's a great city, a lot of culture, a lot of vibes. There's beaches, there's parks, there's skyscrapers, there's everything a city can offer. But I think what the city is doing with super lax laws and also not caring about businesses is slowly killing the city. And like I said before, if San Francisco just governs itself like a normal person, just normally, or just govern itself rationally, it wouldn't really end up in a situation like we're seeing right here. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later. Let's hope San Francisco gets back on its feet, but right now, the chances of that is super duper slim.